So this video is going to be discussing one of the best values you can get if you're a Chaos Demons player. And I play Chaos, and I have a lot of demons, but I am missing a lot of the ones that I'm going to show you today. So this is involving Demons of Tzeentch, and what we have in front of us is a Burning Chariot of Tzeentch. Now this model runs for about 50 bucks Canadian on the website, and with it, if we don't build it as a burning chariot, but instead we build it as a bunch of component parts, we can get about $200 worth of models out of this deal for 50 bucks, which is an excellent deal. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put this base aside because we're not going to need it. And then we're going to take a look at these sprues. So this kit actually contains a bunch of different things. So when you do the Burning Chariot of Tzeentch, you have two options. You can put the Herald on the disc, or you can put the Exalted Flamer on the disc. In this case, we're actually going to take both off of the disc and use them separately. The Herald of Tzeentch tends to run about 50 bucks. He comes on a disc. You can't really get him off a disc, and I do need one that's not on a disc. So in this case, it's about 50 bucks we're gonna save on that, keeping in mind the entire model is worth 50 bucks. The Exalted Flamer, which is over here, is also worth another 50 bucks, provided you have a base to put them on. We'll just pop them off and put them on this base. And so between these two pieces here, we actually have about $100 worth of models on this $50 kit. The kit also comes with 2 screamers. A set of 3 screamers runs 40 bucks. So this is about $30-ish, $27, $28. And then it also comes with 3 blue horrors. The kicker is, if you look at this photo here, the Herald, when he's on the disc, comes with all these extra books. And what ends up happening is between these couple of books, plus a few scrolls and books I got kicking around from other kits, what we're going to do is turn 2 of these guys into the Blue Scribes. We're going to use the disc for that, plus the books, plus 2 of the 3 blue horrors, and the Blue Scribes tend to run about 50 bucks as well, provided we have a base to put them on, which we have right here. So we're going to kitbash this big kit into a Herald of Tzeentch, a Screamers of Tzeentch, a Blue Scribes, and an Exalted Flamer, and we'll have a little blue horror left over. So that's our plan for today. We're going to build a lot of different models from this one kit. So far we've got the Exalted Flamer as well as the Herald finished, and we've got the front parts of 2 screamers done, all according to the directions in the book. Now when we built our Herald, we made a couple of little changes. What we did first of all is the feathers that go on the stand, we didn't include them. And when it came to choosing hands, we used the orb instead of the one with the book, because we're going to use the book later for the scribes. We're also going to use the feathers for the pen on the scribes. So both of those things were left out as we built our Herald. But for the most part, the rest of them is perfect. So we finished that. Comes for the tails for the screamers and the base of the disc. You have 2 choices. You can either use the flaming base, or you can use the swirling wind base, which is right here. We're going to use the flaming base because we're going to want this swirling base to get tails for the screamers. So the base looks like this, and what we're going to do is cut this tail free, knowing we have a perfectly good flaming base that we'll use for the disc afterwards. So we did one already where it started like that, and all we did was cut the screamer tail free and then just trim it down a bit. Once it's painted, you won't notice, and that snaps right in place on the screamer and gives us our screamer tail back. So we're going to do the same on this one, and then we'll start putting together the disc and the scribes. So we've got both tails free now, and we've finished them up. So they look quite acceptable. They're not perfect, but they're not terrible. They'll blend in when we put them with the other 6 Screamers that we currently have. And once they're painted up, it'll blend in a little bit better still. So all we need for these are 2 flight stands. I've already got the holes down below. I've got a couple of these translucent pegs, which we can glue right in the center. That works just as well as an actual GW flight stand, but we could do either or, it doesn't really matter. So that is 2 Screamers that we've picked up out of the kit. We've already got our Herald of Tzeentch, so that's done. We've added the necklace and the tabard and stuff. Like I said, we didn't put the scrolls on the waist, and we didn't put the book in his hand because we use those later. We have an Exalted Flamer, which we've already seen. Then what we did was we used the flaming base for the Disk of Tzeentch. I didn't glue it on because I'm going to want to paint all inside of here, so we'll do the last piece of assembly once it's painted. But we've trimmed off all the areas where the Screamer tails were in. In some cases, what we did was where the Screamer tail was, we cut it out, then took the rest of the flames further up the tail and glued them where the piece was. So you've got these extra spots here where it's not quite perfect, but once it's painted, that'll all blend in, and then all we were mainly doing was covering our tracks. Same as here, it's a little bit gouged there, but effectively the Screamer tail came right through there. You can see a tiny piece of that tail right here now, there, but it came through the whole bar here. Anyway, we've gotten rid of that. And then we have the blue horrors. So we've got one here who we've affixed to a base, and the other 2 went onto the Disk of Tzeentch. So what we've done here is we took the book hand from the Herald and swapped it for the blue horror's hand here. So it's a little bit too big, but you won't really notice. Then we took one of the pieces that were coming off the teeth that come off of the disc when the flamer's on it, and we used that piece as a quill. Then we added the feathers from the Herald staff we didn't use, so that made a feather quill. And then he can now write into this book. So scribe number 1, the scrolls that would have went on his waist went here. So he's holding scrolls. There was 4 books we could mount. So between that looks very scribe-like. If I had a few more books or scrolls, I'd throw them on the floor here all around them. I may have some in the bits box, but for now, this is all we've gotten out of the kit. And that will go right on here. Like so, once it's mounted. And so effectively what we've gotten out of our Flamers of Tzeentch is a $50 model, a $40 or $50 model, a $50 model, 2/3 of a $40 model, and a little loose guy. That's $100, $150 there. The entire kit was $50. So this is definitely one of the most greater value kits that you can get as a Tzeentch Demons player. So I hope this video helped you. I hope you found it at least interesting. I know I did, and I've got a lot more painting to do now. But in any case, if you found it helpful, please feel free to like and share it. Leave a comment if you've done the same thing, or if you're considering doing the same thing, or if you're considering buying any of these units. It's cheaper to buy the whole set at once because, like I said, $50. I'll attach a picture in the end here showing all of the purchase offers, websites out of the Games Workshop website, so you can see the actual prices. And yeah, that's about it. So like I said, if you found this video helpful, please feel free to leave a like, leave a comment, share the video with your friends, and by all means subscribe, because that does the most help. We'll come back with a painting video for most of these at some point. So that's it. I hope this video helped you, and I hope that you guys have a lovely day, and we'll see you the next time we do a video.